one. Different personalities, different gifts, they can become a source of conflict or misunderstanding unless we learn to work with them in humility, understanding one another.
Two different personalities are better than one. Personalities involve our mind and our emotions, and how two people think can be very different, believe me.
Amen.
And how two people feel about things can be very different.
Amen.
One person can also often see another person's mood and help balance that emotion.
One night in the middle of the night, Vicky woke me up. And she was shaking me and said, "What are we going to do? What are we going to do?" I thought maybe a bear got loose or something. "What do you mean? What is it?" She said, "Retirement." And I didn't know what, I looked at her and said, "We're not going to do anything at 2:30 in the morning." But she needed an answer. So I just said, we'll have to do what we've always done. Trust God and just go ahead day by day. But that spoke peace to her. So she rolled over and went to sleep. And I think I lay there for a while then. But one can balance out the other.
Early in our ministry, I would find every time we got ready to go out the door to ministry, and usually for us it was a bike rally or some type of a meeting that was involved, and every time invariably we would get into some stupid little argument. And both of us realized our mind, we wanted to be on the mission. We didn't want to be bickering back and forth, and both of us knew this stuff isn't even worth fussing about. What is going on? Well, I learned to call that rally mode. You could call it any kind of mode where you're going into ministry, but we called it rally mode, and we both recognized it like that. It gave a good little signal not to let the devil come in and mess us up, because that's where he wants to get you right at the beginning before you can actually start ministering to people. It took us a few years to realize what was going on, but heads up for you guys that are out there.
We began to realize that was not anything personal. We realized it was just the moment. We're trying to pack everything in a motorcycle, trying to make sure who has the map. Well, I thought you had the map. It was just the situation. It wasn't anything personal. I like to share a story where Vicky got invited to go speak somewhere, and she thought, well, sure, that's fine. We're speaking to this little group. I had to drop her off and go 2 states away. I'd come back and pick her up on the way through. Well, then she learned it was a little bigger group. And she learned it was a special group. It was a Promise Keepers rally. Who goes to Promise Keepers rallies?
None.
Who are the speakers at Promise Keeper rallies?
None.
No, Sweetie Pie. She was one of the major speakers at the rally. She was nervous as could be, and I knew she could do great, so I kept encouraging her. I helped her get it down on little index cards and things like that. I'll skip a lot of the story because it'd be great if we had time to go through it, but I'll just say this. In the end, if she had not been able to be encouraged, if I hadn't taken the time and worked with that, she would not have gone, and many people would not have been saved right now. Her lesson, her teaching, was absolutely the highlight of the whole Promise Keeper rally. The organizers later told us that. She needed encouragement, but she really had all that she needed for the job, but we had to work together.
One of us will often make up for the lack in the other one. I couldn't have done that without Gary's support and telling me, yeah, you can do this. And sometimes I do that for you too.
That's right.
2 different spiritual gifts are better than one spiritual gift too. Sometimes people with a certain spiritual gift are very different from the person with a different spiritual gift. For instance, a prophet, they're not always the most gracious people, but then they need to learn to be like Jesus. But prophets are usually often paired with somebody with the gift of mercy.
But merciful exhorters are not always forceful enough for the situation. But they need to learn to be in order to be more like Jesus. And that's why they're often paired with prophetic type people. And they need to learn those gifts in each other and not just be irritated by it.
So there's